Hello everyone, myself Mamta from Mathematics Department. I welcome you all to first semester Engineering Mathematics. So here I am going to engage you the first module of the first semester of the Engineering Mathematics. So the first module will be Differential Calculus 1. So in the Differential Calculus 1 we have the first topic, that is polar curves. Polar curves. So in the polar curve we already know a point P. Suppose we have considered any point P having the coordinates x and y. Having the coordinates x and y. Here the coordinates x and y are called the Cartesian coordinates. Are called the Cartesian coordinates. X and y are called the Cartesian coordinates here. So in this topic we are going to form these representation of this point in the polar planes, and then will be called a point in a plane will be known as a polar system. So we are going to convert these coordinates into a polar coordinates here. Suppose we have a point P. Consider a point P. Consider a diagram like this. Here OP is called the radius vector and OL is our initial line. OL is our initial line and P is any given point in the plane. Join the points O and P with the result of an angle is formed at O. In the anti-clockwise direction we measure it as a theta. The length of OP will be denoted as R. OP equal to R is called the radius vector. Is called the radius vector of the point P, and the angle LOP is called a theta. That is measured in a anti-clockwise direction. That is also called a vector angle. That is also called a vector angle here. So here the pair of r comma theta, that is also represented by P equal to r comma theta or P of r comma theta is called as the polar coordinates. Is called as the polar coordinates of the point P. Of the point P is called the polar coordinates of the point P. Now we are going to establish the relation between these polar coordinates and Cartesian coordinates. Point can be expressed either in the Cartesian coordinates or in the polar coordinates here. So to what may be the relation we can establish in between these polar coordinates and Cartesian coordinates. So that is called relation between polar and Cartesian coordinates. Polar and Cartesian coordinates. Here consider a plane. Consider a point P. Join the point P with the origin O. That makes an angle theta. Here now draw a perpendicular line from P to this x-axis and the point P having the coordinates x and y, and OP is called the radius R. Here this P of x comma y we are also represent a P of r comma theta, because polar coordinates P of x comma y is nothing but the P of r comma theta, but it is in the Cartesian form and it is of the polar form. Now we are going to establish the relation in between them. Here let x comma y and r comma theta are the Cartesian and polar coordinates of the point P. So in the plane the origin O is taken as the pole, origin O is taken as the pole, and x-axis is taken as a initial line, and consider this point as a Q here. Now from the diagram we say that OQ equal to x, PQ equal to y, and we are considering the OP equal to r here. OP is a radius vector. Now from the triangle OPQ, from the triangle OPQ we have cos theta equal to, OQ divided by OP, that is x divided by r. That can be written as x equal to r cos theta. Call this one as equation 1. Similarly, sin theta equal to PQ divided by r, that is PQ divided by OP, that is y divided by r. So y equal to r sin theta. Call this one as equation 2. Now squaring and adding equation 1 and 2. Squaring and adding 1 and 2. We get a x square plus y square equal to r square cos square theta plus r square sin square theta. Take r square as a common. Remaining terms are cos square theta plus sin square theta. We know the identity cos square plus sin square equal to 1. So therefore r square equal to x square plus y square. Call this one as equation 3. We can also write it as r equal to square root of x square plus y square also. Call this one as equation 3. Now dividing the equation 1 and 2. Dividing a 2 by 1. Dividing 2 by 1. We get a r sin theta divided by r cos theta equal to y divided by x. That is, here the r get cancelled. Tan theta, sin by cos is tan theta equal to y divided by x. That implies theta equal to tan inverse of y divided by x here. So call this one as equation 4. So that the relation 1 and 2 determine the Cartesian coordinates in terms of polar coordinates. Cartesian coordinates in terms of polar coordinates here. Whereas the relation 3 and 4, r equal to square root of x square plus y square and tan theta equal to y by x determines the polar relation, whereas the relation determines the polar coordinates in terms of Cartesian coordinates. From these two equations, by the 1 and 2, we can express a Cartesian into polar. From the equation 3 and 4, we can express a polar form to Cartesian form. So here one thing will be clear, it is r is a function of theta here. That we can write it as r equal to f of theta. That can also be written as f of r comma theta equal to c, where c is a constant. These functions are called, or these equations are called the curve in the polar form, or we can also call a polar curve. These are called polar curve here. So that is the meaning of the polar curves. Here the Cartesian coordinates x comma y. So OL is an initial line, OP is your radius vector which makes an angle theta. So here the polar coordinates of the point P is r comma theta. We are going to establish the relation between polar and Cartesian coordinates here. Consider a point P in the plane. Join a point P to the origin O and draw a perpendicular line from P to Q here. And a line OP makes an angle theta with the x-axis in an anti-clockwise direction. And OP is your radius vector, or simply called the radius. X comma y are the Cartesian coordinates, r comma theta are the polar coordinates. From the diagram, OQ equal to x, PQ equal to y. From the triangle OPQ, cos theta equal to OQ by OP, x divided by r, x equal to r cos theta. Sin theta equal to PQ by OP, y divided by r, y equal to r sin theta. Squaring and adding the equation 1 and 2, we get a x square plus y square equal to r square, r equal to square root of x square plus y square. Dividing the equation 2 by the 1, we get r sin theta divided by r cos theta equal to y by x. Sin by cos becomes tan, r will be cancelled, tan theta equal to y by x. That can be taken as theta equal to tan inverse of y by x. Here the equation 1 and 2 converts a Cartesian to polar form. Equation 3 and 4 converts a polar to Cartesian form. And from this we have concluded that r is a function of theta, r equal to f of theta, or f of r comma theta equal to c is called a polar curve here. So next topic is angle between the radius vector and tangent here. So consider the xy plane here. Consider a plane. In that plane, consider a curve. Consider a curve. On that curve, I am considering a point P. Consider a point P here. P be the any point on that curve. Suppose we join the point P to the origin O. Join the point P to the origin O and draw a tangent. Draw the tangent to the curve. Draw the tangent to the curve. Draw a tangent to the curve here. Draw a tangent to the curve which meets the x-axis, that is called L here. And consider angle of the tangent with this x-axis is considered as xi. Angle of this will be considered as theta, and angle between the radius vector and tangent is phi. This will be our radius vector called r. Angle of the radius vector to the x-axis will be theta. Angle of tangent with the x-axis will be xi, and angle between the radius vector and the tangent is xi here. Sorry, phi, and this will be xi. Now here the P of r comma theta is our polar coordinate, and here we know that the curve is r equal to f of theta, and the angle XOP equal to theta and OP equal to r. PL is a tangent to the curve. PL is a tangent to the curve subtending an angle xi with the positive direction, of the x-axis, and phi is an angle between the radius vector and tangent, and the angle OPL equal to xi. From this figure, we know the rule, that is exterior angle is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. Exterior angle is equal to the sum of the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the interior opposite two angles. From that basic geometry we can write xi equal to theta plus phi. Xi equal to theta plus phi. Now take a tan on both sides. Tan phi equal to tan of theta plus xi. Tan phi equal to tan of theta plus phi. That can be written as tan of phi plus tan theta divided by 1 minus tan pi into tan theta. We are applying the tan of a plus b formula here. So from the using of that formula we write it here tan pi plus tan theta divided by 1 minus tan theta into tan phi. Here we know the, let consider x comma y be the, let x comma y be the Cartesian coordinates. Let x comma y be the Cartesian coordinates of P. So that we have the relation that is x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta. Here we already know that the curve r is also the function of theta here. So both x and y are the functions of theta now becomes. So we can easily say that these are the parametric equations. If r is a function of theta, then x and y will becomes a parametric equations in terms of theta here. We also know from the geometrical meaning, the derivative of y with respect to theta. Derivative of y with respect to theta is nothing but the slope of the tangent PL. Slope of the tangent PL. We also know that tan xi is nothing but the slope of the tangent is nothing but the tan pi. So that is equal to slope of the tangent PL equal to dy by dx. That is also equal to tan phi. We know this formula by the second PUC straight line topic. The m equal to tan theta, where the theta is the angle between the line which cuts the x-axis. So from that we have taken here tan of xi is nothing but the slope of the tangent. Slope of the tangent can also be defined as the dy by dx here. But here the y and x are the functions of theta here. So dy by dx can also be found by the method dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta. That is nothing but the tan xi. Here the x and y are the functions of theta. So derivative of y equal to r sin theta divided by derivative of r cos theta with respect to theta. So now r into sin theta, r is also the function of theta, sin theta is also the function of theta. Apply the u into v form here. R into derivative of sin is cos plus derivative of r will be taken as here r dash, where r dash is nothing but the dr by d theta into sin theta as it is divided by r into cos theta. R into cos theta. R into derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta plus derivative of r is r dash into cos theta. Here the r dash is nothing but our derivative of r with respect to theta here. Now dividing both numerator and denominator. Dividing both numerator denominator dividing both numerator and denominator by r dash cos theta by r dash cos theta. We get tan xi equal to r cos theta divided by r dash cos theta plus r dash sin theta divided by r dash cos theta whole divided by minus r sin theta divided by r dash cos theta plus r dash cos theta divided by r dash cos theta. Now cancel the terms which are common here. Here the cos get cancelled, remaining is r by r dash. Here the r dash get cancelled, sin by cos is tan whole divided by sin by cos is tan here minus r by r dash into tan theta plus r dash cancelled, cos theta can cancel, so remaining is 1 here. So we can write it as r by r dash plus tan theta divided by 1 minus r by r dash into tan theta here. So now consider this one as equation 2. Consider this one as equation 2. Now by comparing 1 and 2, here the one equation. Comparing 1 and 2. Comparing 1 and 2. Comparing equation 1 and 2. We get, by the comparison of the equation 1 and 2, we get here tan of phi equal to r by r dash. Tan phi equal to r by r dash, where r dash is nothing but the dr by d theta. So that tan phi equal to r into d theta divided by dr. So equivalently we can also write 1 by tan phi. 1 by tan phi equal to 1 by r into dr by d theta, or cot phi equal to 1 by r dr by d theta here. So that is the angle between the radius vector and tangent. So first we have consider a curve. In the curve consider a point P. Consider the curve. On the curve we are considering a point P on the curve. Join a point P to the origin O and draw a tangent PL to the curve, and angle of the tangent to the x-axis will be xi. Angle of the radius vector with the x-axis will be theta. Angle between the radius vector and the tangent will be phi. Now from the geometry, exterior angle is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles, so that xi equal to theta plus phi. Taking a tan on both sides, tan phi equal to tan of theta plus phi. So tan xi equal to tan phi plus tan theta divided by 1 minus tan phi into tan theta by using the tan of a plus b formula. Here x and we are considering x and y be the Cartesian coordinates of the point P here. And we know that the relation between the Cartesian coordinates in terms of the polar, that is x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta. As according to our condition, the curve r is in terms of the function theta here. So if r is a function of theta, then x and y will be converted as a parametric forms of the equation. Now we know that slope of the tangent is nothing but the tan xi, and also derivative of y with respect to x is also the slope of the tangent. So that dy by dx equal to tan xi equal to slope of the tangent PL. So from the parametric forms, dy by dx is nothing but the dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta. Here the y equal to r sin theta, x equal to r cos theta. Derivation of r sin theta in terms of applying the differential rule, that is product rule, will be applied here. By the product rule, derivative of r into sin theta is r into cos theta derivative of sin, plus derivative of r is r dash, keep the sin theta as it is, whole divided by r into cos theta, again apply the u into v form here, keep the r as it is, derivative of cos is minus sin theta, plus derivative of r is r dash, nothing but the dr by d theta, into cos theta. Now dividing both numerator and denominator of this function by r dash cos theta, r dash cos theta will be dividing in the both numerator and denominator of the tan psi. So in the tan psi, r cos theta divided by r dash cos theta cancelled, plus r dash sin theta divided by r dash cos theta, r dash cancelled, sin theta by cos theta equal to tan theta. Next, divided by minus r sin theta divided by r dash cos theta, r minus r by r dash, sin by cos theta is nothing but the tan theta, r dash cancelled, cos theta cancelled. So if all the terms will be cancelled, remaining is 1. So r by r dash sin by cos is tan, minus r by r dash sin by cos is tan theta. Here the term will be cancelled, remaining is 1. So we can write it as r by r dash plus tan theta whole divided by 1 minus r by r dash into tan theta. Now here the equation 1, that is tan phi plus tan theta divided by 1 minus tan phi into tan theta. By the comparison of the equation 1 with the equation 2, tan phi is nothing but a r by r dash, tan theta as it is 1 minus tan phi is nothing but r by r dash into tan theta. So by the comparison of equation 1 with the equation 2, we can write as tan phi equal to r by r dash. So tan phi equal to r by r dash, here the r dash is nothing but the dr by d theta, replace the r dash here. So 1 r by r dr by d theta can also be written as r into d theta divided by dr. Here r into d theta divided by dr, take a reciprocal on both sides, 1 by tan phi 1 by r into, here we can take directly the reciprocal here, 1 by tan phi equal to 1 by r into dr by d theta. Or we can also write reciprocal of the tan is nothing but the cot. So therefore 1 by tan phi is nothing but the cot phi equal to 1 by r into dr by d theta. That is the relation, that is the angle between the radius vector and tangent of the polar curve.